Welcome back to another episode of the Amazing Survivors podcast. I'm Tron and
I'm Tremaine. Welcome back. We're talking about episode 9, Spicy Jeff, Survivor 46.
what an episode.
I love Spicy Jeff.
I do too.
We need more Spicy
More
Jeff.
Spicy Jeff. He's great.
I feel like the older he gets, he's becoming more like the old man on the porch. Get off my lawn, you little rascals.
Yeah, I mean, also, like, who better to be, like, spicy and, like, call people out than him? Like, he's seen every single episode.
Every episode, every challenge. He's been there.
Out. Like, so, yeah, call people out on being dumb. And if you're a contestant, listen to him, right? Like, he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, and it's either going to fire you up or it's just going to piss you off, and it's going to be good for TV.
100%. 100%.
Alrighty, so unfortunately, Tevin went home the last episode.
Yeah.
And they come back, and everyone was
After Q pissed everyone off at Tribal.
Which is, he blindsided everybody with that.
Yeah.
It was funny that Kenzie's like, if you want us to vote us out, sweet. We'll just send you out the door. And, see, personally for me, in that Tribal, I just go, tell you what, guys, hang on. Jeff, can we talk? We're going to talk as a group. Q, you're staying there. Yeah. You're not in.
Yeah.
And I just go around. Everyone, I know this is really annoying, but he's asking us to vote him out. Let's do that. Everyone, can we all get on board with this? Because let's just end Tribal right now. Take this BS, send it on its way, and let's continue on with the game and have some fun tonight.
Right.
I think that would have been a sweet power move to go, guys, if we can all get on the same board. No one's going home right here. We're all saying he's going home. Let's just lock this in. And he's trying to screw everyone's game up. Let's send him home. This isn't fun.
Yeah, it's a hard thing, right? Because like we said in the last video, Q just shot himself in the foot with that whole thing. And so you want to take him to the final with you because no one's voting for him. But you have to like weigh that option, right? Like, should I take him to the final because no one's going to vote for him? If I do, how much is he going to mess my game up until we get there? And is that detrimental? So like my gut instinct in that moment would be like, yep, let's vote him out. But that might not be like the right
long term. It might not be the right play because can you wrangle him in?
Yeah.
That, and I don't think like Q wants to be the mafia boss.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, the only mafia is a mafia of one, bro.
Yeah, and
you're it.
He's pretending to be all noble and stuff by like
taking his moral high ground.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, I screwed stuff up, so vote me out. I need to like pay for this. I'm like, dude, it's just stop being dumb.
Yeah,
like,
and Ben calls it. He talks about him trying to be on this moral high ground, falling on a sword and whatnot, and it's just bad gameplay.
Bad gameplay,
and it's
for sure.
Gotta be so frustrating to be another player that was trying to work with him.
Yeah.
And then he's totally just jacking up everyone's game, including your own.
Yeah.
So Venus says she loves the chaos. Not shocked there. I think it's hilarious.
Not shocked at all.
Oh yeah.
But dude, I don't know. I like Venus. I think she's funny.
Every season needs a Venus.
Yeah.
And she's killing it.
She is.
She's so funny.
She's gonna go far. She's not gonna win.
She's not gonna win. But she's gonna go far. She's gonna be good TV. Yeah. And maybe she can learn how to talk to people from this. Yeah. But it's so
who knows?
Funny.
Maybe it'll be like her and Q and then like someone else that sucks.
Liz.
Yeah. and then she'll end
that
up
would be
winning.
Hilarious, dude.
She'd win over Q for sure.
Oh yeah. That would be hilarious
right?
if those three made it to the end somehow.
Yeah.
Because Liz is crying over her move that got blown up.
Yeah.
And it's like, get your ego out. Like,
yeah, right?
I don't know if anyone was going along with your move to get Tevin out.
Yeah, right?
Like, shut up.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So the next day, Venus is talking to Hunter and Q, and she's like, I got a couple of dum-dums here, a couple of meatheads who don't know how to play the game. And Hunter's coming back like, well, yeah, I wrote down your name because no one was going to be mad. I was mad. Yeah. Well, you're always mad.
Yeah, yeah.
And he nailed. Oh, that was rude.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is, though.
Yeah.
He's telling you exactly how you are perceived by everyone around camp.
Yeah.
And you think it's rude, but it's factual. It's reality.
Yeah,
and she doesn't understand reality and perception.
Right. you need to just not get defensive. You need to take what people are saying
to heart.
Like, honestly, just in life in general, but
Yes.
especially in this game, because what they are saying, they're giving you glimpses into how the tribe as a whole feels about you.
Exactly.
And so if they're saying stuff like that, you're like, oh, okay, maybe I need to switch my gameplay up a little bit to
not be such a
make
beep.
it farther. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I did see, like, Hunter kind of understands that when he does have immunity, he can push his agenda a little bit more. He didn't do it much on the last tribal, but that wasn't solely his fault, though.
Yeah, it got hijacked by Q.
Yeah, it got jacked up. But like he says, he's done work with Q. He doesn't want to work with Liz. He doesn't want to work with Venus. Hunter's in a tough spot because
he is in a tough spot.
Everyone knows he's a challenge beast.
Yeah.
And he could just win every challenge from here on out. But you have to win the game socially.
Yeah.
And he might be struggling a little bit with that right now.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think he's a little, like, everyone can realize the threat that he poses, and he's not, like, being great at, like, strategy, which isn't all his fault. Yeah. It's kind of Q's jacking stuff up with, like, the 6, and then people, it's so funny, like, they started the 6 and they merged, right? And then since then, a person from the 6 has gone home, like, every time.
And then they bring in, Charlie, you're the new person of the 6.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
It's so bad.
It's just, like,
brutal.
Hunter, like, take it over, form your own, like, 6 with some people. Don't have Q in it.
Yeah. Well, I think Hunter, I would love to get more backstory, but I almost feel like Hunter's game is like, he knows he's good at the challenges, and he's just trying not to piss people off.
Yeah.
And he was letting Tevin do the social work.
Yeah.
And so that's tough to
which is
compete
fine
with
until
Tevin's
that person goes home.
Yeah. And so now he really had to revamp himself. Personally, for me, actually, I'll talk about this a little bit later on.
Okay.
Of what, if I was in Hunter's shoes, what I would have done. Yeah. But that's easy to say Monday morning quarterbacking. But they get tree mail, and they have to go into 3 teams.
Yep.
And this is so funny. So Ben's like, Tiff, you want to rock? Yes, I want to rock. Yeah. And Kenzie's like, I want to rock too. Yeah. So they go. And then Hunter's like, well, I haven't worked with Charlie and Maria.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so right away, there's your 3 teams.
Yeah.
And nobody really
no one wants to work with Q. No one wants to work with Venus. So
yeah, I guess no one wants to work with Liz because she hasn't eaten in 3 days.
Yeah.
So it's so funny though. But in between that and when they go to the challenge, Q's talking to Maria and Charlie, trying to convince them to throw the challenge.
Yeah.
Because they know Hunter's out to win.
Yeah.
Would you ever throw a challenge?
No.
Yeah, I'm not wired that way.
I'm not wired that way either. I'm like really trying to think. I might like do one earlier on, or I don't know. It would be hard. It would be real hard to throw a challenge. I might do one earlier on just to like maybe like get some heat off of me if I'm doing well, and I am sure like I don't have like no one's gonna vote for me.
I'd probably say this is going back. If I did throw a challenge, the only reason would be it would be earlier for sure. Yeah. Because I feel like when you're merged, people can tell if you're giving it your all or you're slacking. And
there's just too much like backstabbing and stuff once you're merged. Yeah. Like,
and so I like your idea. Like I would do it early in the game, and the only reason I do it is if somebody like the Nami tribe, I would have probably thrown a challenge to get Venus off. Yeah. Because it sounded and portrayed to me like she was causing a lot of negative energy
for sure.
And just being annoying. And so that's probably the only time I would throw a challenge is, okay, are you good with this? Are you good with this? You'd also have to have the social backing to do it.
Right.
And go, hey, are we all good with getting this person out because they're killing us?
Let's throw this challenge, get this person out, and start fresh.
I can't remember the number, but Ozzy's first time playing, that's what they did to get Bobby out. Because they're like, oh my gosh, this kid is just annoying the crap out of us, and he does nothing at camp.
Yeah.
So I guess I can't ever say never, but in merge time, no, I'm never throwing a challenge.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Um,
And especially like for someone else to tell you to throw it, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, that just is so fishy, right? I'm like, why do you
well, especially the source that it's coming from. Q.
Yeah.
You think I'm gonna do anything you say?
No.
There's no way. No way.
I just wonder in his head if he thinks things are going well for him.
He knows he's on the bottom and nobody wants to work with him.
Yeah.
And this definitely plays out later after the immunity challenge, when he's just sitting on the beach all by himself.
Yeah.
But as Charlie talks to Maria, Maria is really pushing to get Tiffany out. Mm-hmm. And so that's interesting that they're talking about that before the challenge. They probably know Tiffany's not going to win because they're with the challenge beast Hunter.
Yeah.
And Charlie, he's pretty solid.
Yeah, Charlie's
as well.
solid. He's kind of been like him and Hunter in the past couple.
Yeah. Let's see. So they go to the challenge. I know him. Oh. So they go to the challenge and the 3 groups. I love Jeff putting on his Survivor fan hat and just telling the Misfits, you guys ain't gonna win. You're not even getting past the first challenge.
Yeah.
Because you're out.
Yeah, he was pretty harsh on him, being like, you're gonna do terrible.
I just wish I was there to watch live in person to see not only the contestants' reaction, but also like by the camera people are laughing like, oh my gosh, he's going off.
Yeah. So he tells that group of Q, Venus, and Liz, like, you guys are gonna get destroyed on this.
You're done.
You're done.
But thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They do the challenge. They've got to go up a beam, untie some sticks, go down the other side of the seesaw beam, grab a ball with those sticks, and then go across another.
Yeah, and the ball has like dimples in it, so you just put the sticks in there
and away
just
you go.
Like, not hard.
Not hard at all. Kenzie, struggle bus.
No idea how. Other people just flew through it.
Yeah.
She like kept putting the sticks in kind of like perpendicular, which is great. But then like she'd go on the beam and just like forget what she's doing, and then she's like holding it like straight up and like.
Well, I think what would happen is she was putting too much pressure on
for sure.
on one side, and then they kink it. But she
struggled so hard on that, and that's what lost it for her.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how many times she tried to do that, but she was
many.
getting lapped by everybody.
So many
times. Right off the bat, Ben, Tiff, and Kenzie are out. And so now it comes down to the next part where they have these, oh man, I can't remember what they did at the first, because they have to get to the ball. Because the ball, we'll say, at the end, each of them has to take a ball and put it up on a ring. This is what they had to do. They had to take the ropes and put it across the bridge. Like a bridge. Yeah. And so Hunter flies through it. He asks if he can help. He has to go back across, and then he goes over and helps Charlie. Yeah. And then it's all about the ball toss.
Yeah, and there's 3 rings, bigger on the bottom, smaller, and the smallest on the top.
Well, I think the rings were all the same size.
Oh, really? I don't know, it looked different.
They were just different heights. Yeah.
And each person had to get their own ball on one of those rings, which I like. I like that each person has to like participate. Do everything.
So Hunter and Q go. They both get their ball on the top ring. And then Charlie goes. Charlie and then Venus goes on the other side. Yeah. And I mean, Venus was close a couple times.
Yeah.
Charlie got his on. And then Maria put her ball on, and it's those 3 into the immunity final. And, oh man, that immunity final looks terrible. Yeah. How long do you think they actually went?
I don't know. He didn't say. No.
I think they definitely went over 10 minutes, from what I could tell. I don't know if they got to 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. But Maria drops first. No shock there. But it looked like Charlie, his feet were shaking a whole bunch, but he just kept looking over at Hunter, and Hunter was struggling.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, your feet would just be dead. So they're holding on to, I don't know, like
a pole.
Yeah, there's like a pole behind them with like a little place to put your feet.
Yeah.
Not big at all.
A little ledge.
And then you had to hold on to these bars that are kind of like behind you. Yeah. And.
But they've changed it up because they've definitely done this before.
Mm-hmm.
But before they could squat down to try and take pressure off their knees and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
This one, he right at the beginning he said you couldn't do that, and you had to keep your butt and your shoulders against that backboard, which was new.
Yeah.
And so you're really kind of stuck in this one position.
Yeah.
Trying just to last
it'd be
as
so
long
terrible.
as you can.
Everyone looks so miserable.
Oh yeah. And it's just like the pole of death, like you're gonna start feeling it in your heels for sure.
Yeah.
Like right away.
Yeah.
But man, especially it's so easy to see it from our perception. Like, oh, I could do that. But Hunter, if I'm in his place, like I would just be looking at Charlie, just like, okay, I'm just going a little bit longer than he is. Yeah. That's all I gotta do. Because you have to know you're on the bottom.
Yeah.
Or second to bottom with Q.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, unfortunately, though, he drops.
He did.
And Charlie wins.
Good for Charlie. I like Charlie.
I do too. He's a good kid.
I like Hunter a lot too. So, yeah, it's an interesting thing. I think Hunter may have also felt a little safe because he's got that idol no one knows about. But yeah, you got to just hang on there as long as you can and try to outlast your opponent there. And
yeah,
he just couldn't get it done. So
yeah, so Charlie wins. They go back to camp and let the chaos ensue once again.
Yep.
So it's pretty entertaining because Kenzie goes to Hunter, Maria, and Charlie and just goes, guys, I want to take out Tiff.
Yeah.
Which is her number one. And so
yeah,
she wants to blindside her.
This cannot get out to anyone or I'm done.
Yeah. She knows if it gets out, it's going to come back on her and she's going home.
Yeah.
And so I love the move. I just don't know at the moment. I would probably wait till 7 to try and pull this.
Yeah.
Yes, I know you want to be the first one to the cut, but I feel like you have enough pull with Tiffany to make it to 7 and then get her out.
Right.
I think.
I agree too, but she's also sitting in a pretty good place because she's kind of like number one with Ben too. Mm-hmm. And so she has some clout other places.
And Hunter tells her in this that she is his number one and wants to work with her.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, she's sitting pretty good.
Yeah. She does say like Hunter's the boring vote and she wants to spice things up. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's tough to see all the dynamics going on and we're not privy to every conversation.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Hunter wants Ben.
I'm not really sure on that.
I'm not either, other than they're probably not working close together. But
here's the thing, like if you're kind of on the bottom, like pitch someone else that's like low down, right? Like don't try to like start a new
especially
thing.
Yeah, especially with Maria and Charlie, who are tight with Ben, and Kenzie's tight with Ben now. It's kind of like, okay, like I can understand like you want to break up that 4. I get that, but Ben's not a challenge threat.
No.
At all.
No, not at all.
I don't know what he's like, especially at camp. But
I would imagine he's pretty well liked socially. He seems like a really good guy, like fun, real nice, and everything. So, I don't know. I just thought it was a bit of a weird direction to try to like want to steer people towards.
Or if anything, like you say you don't want to vote or work with Q or Liz, pitch them.
Yeah, either one of them.
Or even Venus.
Yeah. Anyone that's already on the outs, it would be a lot easier to sway people to get one of those than someone that like they haven't even thought of.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's a lot of chaos. And then this is where I feel like Hunter kind of lost sight of the long game.
Yeah.
By telling people he's got an idol and he's going to play it. And now
because Tiffany was saying, hey, everyone knew she had an idol, so she's like, I'm just going to play it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care.
One, to stay safe, and two, to get the target off your back.
Yeah.
Then Hunter's like, oh man, if she plays that, it's probably going to bounce back on me. And this is where you have to kind of bet on yourself a little bit, in my opinion. Hunter, you're great at challenges. It's going to be tough for anyone to beat you in challenges. So you have that going for you. Two, have some faith in yourself that you can go find the idol again.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you could do that. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he lost sight, and he lost some faith in himself of what he's capable of doing. And that really bit him in the butt. It
really did. And what's the point of telling people that you have an idol? That's just to scare them to not vote for you.
Yeah.
Like Tiff, you saw like what she did. But just don't tell people.
Don't tell people, because all of a sudden, this becomes your move.
Yeah.
And you're going to want that at the end. Like, hey, I had a great read on everyone. I knew the votes were coming my way.
Yeah.
And so I told Q, please work with me.
Yeah.
You and me, we're voting Ben. All the other votes are coming to me. Just work with me.
Yeah. Then you play your idol.
Boom.
Boom. Ben's out.
Yep. And
then you have a strong likelihood of winning the next challenge.
Oh yeah.
So
huge likelihood. Or if anything, I don't know why he's going to Venus so much. Like, that's kind of frustrating. But if you are going to have 4 people, cool. Get those 4 right together right before you go to trial and go, will you work with me? Let's vote this person. Are you good with that? Are you good with that? And go for it.
Yeah.
Even if you said Tiff, that's cool. Have them vote Tiff. Everyone else votes Hunter. You play you play Ben.
Yeah.
Tiff plays her idol. Those votes are out. The ones against you are out.
Mm-hmm.
You still get Ben to go home.
Yeah.
Because you're the only one who voted for him.
Yeah.
You could have played this so well, but
I think it's the play, especially you have Q in there that's just a wild card. Who knows what he's gonna say at tribal. I think you just don't tell anyone you have an idol, and just listen to everyone, get a sense for where it is, and just play the idol and like see what happens.
Because here's the thing, even if you play it wrong, at least you're taking a shot to try and change up the game.
Yeah.
Yes, it might look stupid on TV or whatnot, but at least you're playing. And to me, you have to be a little bit greedy. Like, you know what? Screw them all.
Yeah.
I'm staying safe. I'm staying so I can win the million. You have to be a little bit greedy and just go, I'm just going to play it. I don't care if it's going to work in my favor as far as I'm safe and I get to take out who I want to take out and they go home. But you have to just play it. So we go to tribal. And we get
Spicy Jeff.
We get Spicy Jeff again.
Spicy Jeff again.
Oh, I love it.
He pulls out his popcorn
and his seat cushion.
And listen
to his podcast on Fire. He said the department made that seat cushion about 45 minutes before tribal.
Oh, that's funny.
And same thing with the popcorn. He just got some before they headed over. And it was hilarious that Liz is like, oh my gosh, I can eat that.
Yeah.
Poor Liz. But props to you, Liz, for going out there with all the allergies and still playing. Yeah. That's awesome.
Unreal.
So yeah, right off the bat, it's the Q and Tiff show, and Q just decides to take the semi, run over Q.
Yeah.
Back it up, run over him. Back it up, run over him. Back it up, run over him. Yeah.
Smart for her. Great.
Yeah. But I can see where she's at, though. She's got to be so pissed that he screwed her game up when she was his number one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unreal.
So, it was that. Good job for you, Tiff. Keep throwing Q under the bus. No one's going to vote for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, they all throughout Tribal though, there's like these little side conversations going, and Hunter looking around trying to get a read on people. And once again, Hunter, this is exactly when you have to play the idol.
Yeah.
If you are that unsure and you're telling people, hey, who is it? Who is it? You have to play.
Yeah, this Tribal was just so disjointed. Like, Jeff's asking people questions, but while like that person's answering it, you have like this side conversation and this one and this one. And you got people like mouthing over like to the other person at the other end. Hey, Q, like Q, like, are you doing Q? Are we doing this? What are we doing?
And it was hard as a viewer to keep track.
Yeah, I'm just like, holy crap! No one knows what they're doing.
It was brutal as a viewer to try and listen in on everything.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, man, that sucks. But once again, Hunter, if you're unsure, you got to play. You got to play your idol.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
So much better to play an idol and have no votes against you than to not play it and go home with it in your pocket.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And so, yeah, Venus is telling him, yeah, it's Q. Kenzie's saying, yeah, it's Q. Liz is saying, I'm voting Q. You have 4.
Yeah.
And you told Q to vote for Ben, I guess.
Yeah.
Because Maria, Charlie, Ben, and Tiff all voted for you. And you definitely knew when he got the second and third vote, he's like, suck.
Yeah, well, I mean, before that, Jeff's like, if anyone has an idol, wants to play it, and he's like reaching in his pocket. And
yeah, he has his hand in his pocket.
Like, and for whatever reason, he just felt good enough.
Yeah, it was rough to watch because you knew, okay, even if they split the vote, they go to revote, you can't vote, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Because those people, and it was smart on their part to split the vote on Q and Hunter, and not tell Q anything.
Yeah.
So he could be the wild card.
Yeah.
Smart on everyone else's part to do that. And I don't know if Hunter even thought about that until it happened.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now everyone knows I have an idol.
Yeah.
And now they're all going to vote for me because I didn't play it.
Yeah.
So really,
just
really sad to see.
Poor gameplay.
Yeah.
It's just sad. He was a shoe-in, man.
Yeah.
But it just unraveled for him.
So it was really unfortunate to see Hunter go. I really liked him.
I did too.
He's got a good heart. You can tell, like, he didn't go to medical school. He decided to stay and be a teacher.
Yeah.
That's pretty honorable.
Good guy, comp beast.
Yeah. I would love to watch you play again, Hunter.
Yeah, 100%.
Hopefully season 50.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. You and Venus, please. That'd be hilarious.
please.
So yeah, for next week, a little clip. Liz has this breakdown and calls somebody a hoe bag.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see who the hoe bag is. I think I can guess. But she's, the more they show Liz, the more I like her.
I agree.
At the beginning, I was
funny,
like,
man.
oh my gosh, she's such an oddball and just no self-awareness. But now she has more self-awareness, you can tell.
For sure.
But, man, Liz, the more you play, the more I like it. It's so funny.
Yeah.
So.
It'll be an interesting one.
It will.
I feel like there's a lot of divides.
Yeah.
It's a lot of craziness.
So there's 8 left. It's going to be interesting to see. Okay. It could be so simple. Ben, Tiff, Kenzie, Maria, and Charlie. Those 5, I could see them working it all the way and knocking out those other guys.
Yeah.
But if one person in that 5 is smart, they'll be like, I'm going to take Venus and Q because I can win.
Yeah.
And most likely, I bet I can beat Liz too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Maria and Charlie or Tiff and Kenzie?
I think Maria and Charlie have the best alliance.
Situation.
Yeah. And so I think it might be those two getting rid of some of the others.
Yeah.
So I think Tiff is kind of on the chopping block here.
Yeah.
With like Kenzie kind of realizing like she's my number one, but I kind of want her out. And I think Kenzie has a good working like a relationship alliance with Ben, and so she might see that as safer than it actually is.
Well, here's one thing. If I was Kenzie, yes, you have a good working relationship with Ben and also with Maria and Charlie.
Yeah.
Last second, like I feel like you could help Q and go, Q, I know we've had our differences, but will you work with me with this one vote? I promise you'll get farther in the game. Work with me. You could wrangle him in last minute and send Tiffany home. But you got to make sure Tiffany doesn't see.
Yeah, 100%. And Q's just such a wild card. Who knows what he's going to do? It would be so hard to include him on any plans. Yeah.
But you could also go grab Liz. Yeah. I bet Liz would definitely play ball.
Liz for sure would do that, yeah.
And I actually like Liz better because you do know she's not going to blow your game up like Q at Tribal. For sure. And so, I'd probably go with Liz. Because I'm not going to tell Venus anything. No. It seems like she tells everybody everything. Yeah. So, that's the way I would go if I was Q,
I'm just keeping them around, not telling them anything.
Yeah. And then just tell Tiff, hey, we're getting your guy out. We're getting Q out.
Yeah.
And then off she goes.
Yeah. So I do think Tiff will go home next. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna make it a little spicy. I'll say Kenzie.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really spicy, but whatever. But maybe Kenzie's the hoe bag.
Maybe
Liz is talking about.
Who knows?
I don't think it is.
Maybe Charlie is. I don't know.
Ben.
Or Ben. Who knows?
Oh my gosh.
Who knows?
But I'm excited to see that come out.
Yep. So that's the recap of episode 9. Let us know who you think's going home next, what you liked, didn't like about this episode. What do you think of Q? Any other comments or input that you have? Let us know.
Totally. But yeah, we'll see you on the next episode talking about the amazing race and them being in Uruguay.
Ooh.
Yeah. Spicy. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.